putting down the winter ryegrass seed is a good thing to do, and it's going to be something you do when you put it down. You do have to get it down near the, down to the soil. So as he said, he's got a little contraption that kind of cuts down in there, aerates the soil a little bit. You drop the seed down. You got to turn the sprinklers on every couple of days or every other day for a few days to get that started, to get it germinated. And you're going to have to mow grass in the wintertime when that starts growing. Sometimes folks like to put that down because it sort of does act as an insulator to the lawn, because it's usually kept a little higher than the existing turf that we have. And so when frost settles on it, it'll settle on top of it instead of down onto the St. Augustine grass underneath there, offering some protection. And when you do mow it, it is, you're mowing, don't let it grow real tall and then mow it. Keep it mowed at a nice height. Letting those clippings drop back down in the lawn, you're again putting like a pound of nitrogen back into the soil, naturally occurring nitrogen back into the soil each time or each season. Again, benefiting your grass. Once springtime comes, the winter rye will die off once the temperatures start to warm up in the summertime and the grass starts to come out of that dormancy. We take and mow the rye down a little further because our regular grass is growing, and that kind of helps it to die off too.
Yeah, and another thing happening this time of year is we've got political advertisements.
Constantly.
And the thing about political advertisements,
they get to run.
They're so picky about when they get played.
And they get to play now.
I got to play one now.
Got to play one.
Sorry.
We'll be right back.
You were on a roll.
We'll be right back.
I got you started late, and now I'm making our politicians wait.
Oh, well.
All right,
we'll be right back.
If you have a question for Carol Ann, you are welcome and invited to call in. The WOCA Climate Control Source Hotline is 622-9622.
Don't miss the October truckload sale at all three Spar Building and Farm Supply locations in Spar, Williston, and Wildwood. Sale starts October 20th through November 3rd. Save $4 off each bag of Purina Omaline 200 horse feed. That's $4 off per bag while supplies last. Mention this radio ad during the sale October 20th through November 3rd and receive $10 off a large bag of Infinia Holistic Dog Food or exclusive dog food, any flavor, your choice. Visit SparBuilding.com for store locations and to download a truck sale flyer today. SparBuilding.com.
Attention Marion County voters, there's an important change to your voting ballot in the race for sheriff. Dan Kuhn has withdrawn, resulting in a replacement candidate as permitted under law. Chris is a highly decorated 35-year veteran and recognized leader. To elect Chris Blair, you must vote on the ballot for Dan Kuhn. Do not write in Chris Blair's name. Your write-in vote will not count.
Hi, I'm Chris Blair. I want to help heal our community and be your sheriff. Remember to vote for Chris Blair. You must vote for Dan Kuhn. Please do not write in my name. Thank you, and God bless you. Political advertisement paid for and approved by Chris Blair, Republican Party, for office of sheriff.
What you may have missed on the John Tesh Radio Show.
We know skimping on sleep is linked to a bunch of serious problems, including high blood pressure, weight gain, and type 2 diabetes. Scam artists who get hold of your receipts can use those last 4 digits of your credit card number to try to get the other numbers by tracking down your phone number, calling you, and then fishing for the rest of it. If you used salad plates instead of dinner plates from here on out, you'd lose 17 pounds in a year without changing one other thing.
On the John Tesh Radio Show. Don't miss this stuff.
So what did you do with your weekend? Me? I was flying, because I'm taking flying lessons from Ocala Aviation. Now you're probably thinking to yourself, hey, I'd like to give that a shot, but I'm not quite sure. Well, I've got the solution. It's called the Discovery Flight, and that's exactly what it is. It helps you discover the wonder of flying and if it's for you. It's only $99, and it gives you the chance to learn a bit more about the airplane and then actually go for a ride with a flight instructor and take control of the airplane. That's how I got started, and now I'm on my way to being a pilot. Yeah, I know, scary thought, right? But the demand for qualified pilots is stronger than ever, and with the help of Ocala Aviation, you could make a career change and learn to be a commercial pilot. But it all starts with a Discovery Flight. So stop by the flight school, conveniently located at the Ocala Airport, visit the website at ocalaaviation.com, or call 861-7484. That's 861-7484. Ocala Aviation. Your adventure starts here.
Have you looked at your tires lately? I thought so. Right now at Ford Lincoln of Ocella's Completely Satisfied Service Center, they're having a big tire event. Purchase 4 tires from their entire Goodyear, Continental, Pirelli, Hancock, or Dunlop lineup and receive a $60 cash rebate. Not bad, eh? What if Ford Lincoln of Ocella's Service Center gave you an additional $60 cash rebate when you put your entire purchase on your Ford Service credit card? There. Now you just saved $120 using your Ford Service credit card and get 6 or 12 months no-interest financing with minimum monthly payments. Sounds good, right? Let's back that big tire event with Ford Lincoln of Ocella's low-price tire guarantee to beat any competitor's pricing on the tires they sell. Chances are you probably need new tires or getting close. Drive into Ford Lincoln of Ocella's Completely Satisfied Service Center today and take advantage of their $60 cash rebate on major tire brands and an additional $60 rebate using your Ford Service credit card. The big tire event going on now at Ford Lincoln of Ocala. Find out more at fordofocala.com or call 732-4800.
Habitat for Humanity is partnering up with the Bridge Assisted Living Facility for the 3rd annual Wreaths of Hope. On November 29th at 7 p.m., wreaths of all shapes and sizes will be auctioned off to benefit Habitat for Humanity's Project Patriot program. This program ensures that no veteran in Marion County will reside in substandard housing or suffer from quality of life issues related to housing. Now here's how you can help. You can donate a wreath, either bought or created, and of course bid on your favorite wreath on November 29th at the Bridge Assisted Living Facility, just off 27th Avenue, adjacent to Trinity High School. There will be entertainment, hors d'oeuvres, decorative festivities, and much, much more. So please make plans to attend the 3rd annual Wreaths of Hope and help support Habitat for Humanity of Marion County and all the veterans that have served so proudly to make this country free as we continue to build homes, build hope, and build community.
Thank you, Brad. It's 21 minutes now before 10 o'clock. Let's rejoin Carol Ann Baldwin, and you've got a garden, and Carol Ann, you've got a phone call.
Great.
Good morning. You're on the air with Carol Ann.
Good morning. I have one more question. I forgot to ask you before. In the fertilizer, like used to be 10-10-10. Now if you go by it, it's 12-2-8. Now the center is the phosphorus.
Yes.
Yes. What effect does it have on the plant by not having the full amount of phosphorus in? Does it not green or grow or fruit?
In our area, not a whole lot, because we mine phosphorus in Florida, so our soil is already pretty rich in phosphorus as it is. So we're not normally lacking that and needing to put it in as a supplement. When the 10-10-10 and a 6-6-6 and things like that, that was always considered a balanced fertilizer. They were offering you that phosphorus in there, and if your pH is off, severely, where they can't always pick up the nutrients right from the soil, offering it some extra kind of allowed that to pick up, and it is part of the fruiting, part of the root system of a plant. But if you've got a good pH, you've got everything else that you've pretty well taken care of on your nitrogen and your potassium level on that, you should still be doing all right on your fruiting part of it. Is it vegetables you're thinking about, or grass or shrubs?
Well, it's papaya trees and bananas. That's I do a lot of tropicals.
Okay. Well, I would look for something that is formulated for fruit trees. That's going to also offer more magnesium and manganese, iron, all the other micronutrients, as well as it should also have some phosphorus in it.
Yeah.
It's normally our lawns don't need it.
Okay. I brought my soil sample to the Ag Center and they checked it. I think the phosphorus or the pH is a 6.5.
Oh, then you're pretty good, really. That's a good pH. Any of your pH, so long as you're below a 7, even sometimes a 7.2, you can still do pretty well. But most plants prefer a 6 to a 6.5, 6.7 range in there, which is slightly acidic. And adding compost to the ground, that helps it. All of that, if you're growing tropicals, you like a nice, fertile, rich soil. All of those like that. So if you're putting in, and I would look around, if you've got a lot of tropicals, I would probably take a look at the farm supply store, see whether or not what kind of blend they have on for fruit trees, because that's going to just offer more nutrition than just when you're looking at the three numbers, the 10 10 10, the 12 2 8, whatever those numbers are. That's the macro: nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium. Those are the main nutrients. That's like saying calcium, vitamin C, and I'm trying to think of another one that we as human beings need, but we also need the vitamin A, the vitamins, all of those B vitamins, the zinc, all that. And that's where you're looking for the micronutrients being added in there.
So that'd be like the minors?
Yeah, the minor elements, yeah.
Okay. Well, that's good.
So if you're looking, when you're looking for fertilizer, look for more than just those three numbers. And when you are looking for the three numbers, look for that first one to be as slow release of a fertilizer as you can get, because that's going to allow that plant to take up more of that over an extended period of time.
Okay.
It's not going to cause a sudden huge flush of growth. It's going to give it a nice, steady, slow release.
All righty, that sounds good.
All righty.
All right, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Yeah, and that's something we do need, it's moreover to pay attention on that than, finding the fertilizer that's right for the plants, not necessarily the numbers on the front of the bag.
And it looks like you have another phone call.
Yeah.
Good morning. You're on the air with Carol Ann.
Good morning, Caroline.
Good morning.
This is Andrea. You're
Yes.
a devoted listener.
Thank you.
I have a question. Now that he mentioned about his banana tree,
Yes.
I remembered I have a banana tree. It's been like for 4 years.
Okay.
Or maybe more. Every year it doesn't grow any larger than maybe 2.5, 3 feet.
Okay.
And when winter comes, it dies. I've never been able to get it any bigger than that, and not even thinking about getting a banana. What am I doing wrong? It doesn't hold the winter.
Well, most of our banana trees are hard to get necessarily all the way through to the fruiting time, because you can't have them freeze. They have to go about 12 to 18 months without freezing. The one you say it only gets a couple feet tall. Is it not maybe a dwarf variety? Because there are some that really don't get,
It could be. I really don't know, but I don't see any signs of wanting to give me a fruit at all.
Any fruit at all. When you planted it, is it in some nice rich soil that does, when you put water on it, stays moist a little bit but not flooded?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, and it gets a good amount of sun?
It does.
It does. Okay. And the biggest thing in the wintertime is to protect it from that wind and cold. If you've got a small one, you know what I would do? You said it's about 4 feet?
No,
not even that high. You know what I would do is this winter, before it gets cold, is see if you can build you a little teepee around it, or to where you could put some frost blankets. You don't want the frost blanket to lay on the plant. You want it but you need that frost blanket to come all the way to the ground. When it's going to get cold, would be to put your cover over it. When it's going to drop down on a banana, I would say below 32. Because it will get, the leaves will get damaged. And the longer it'll probably still get some cold. In the springtime, you'll have to uncover all winter long. It'll be annoying. Wait until the springtime, till it's definitely staying warmer, and all you do is clip off the leaves.
Okay.
And see whether or not you can keep that center, though, from freezing, and that way you might get it to live long enough to start to get some height to it. I would use a good get you a bag of 8. Pretty much just like the little bag of citrus fertilizer is good for banana trees too. Don't use it now. Use it in the spring, summer, fall, and see if we can encourage that tree to come up a little bigger, and encourage it to flower.
Okay. Well, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Hey, all of you there.
All right. Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
If you'd like to speak to Carol Ann, the number is the Climate Control Source Hotline, 622-9622. If you're out of the area, 352 is the area code.
And with the banana trees, it is something we all like. They're the tropical type plant. They're real tropical. They give that look. And tropical plants can be an issue that they're going to be the first thing to freeze. They're going to, and I have banana trees. Basically, I say mine are ornamental. They've been in the ground forever and a day. I don't think you could actually kill them off because of the root zone that's underground. The ones on top may die, but new ones will come up.
That's what happens to mine, yeah.
And that's, but it sounds like, if you've got a small one, if you have a dwarf one, some of the dwarfs, they will fruit. They will put on bananas. They may just need a little extra care, especially that first time that they, to build a teepee around them. And that's just something to be able to hold that frost blanket, because you don't want that to lay on the plant. Because that does it does just as much damage to put it on to the plant as it not having it on there at all. Mm-hmm. And when the banana trees, even the great big ones, when those leaves die off and they're hanging down there, they don't look real nice. Right. But leave them there. They are insulating that trunk. And we said it's the largest herb in the world is the banana tree, but it's also like a grass. It only grows from the center. If you ever look at a blade of grass and how that grows up, it unwhirls, and so does a banana leaf.
That's right. It sure does.
It's pretty much just like a grass, kind of like a palm tree, and is susceptible to cold. It's very fleshy, very full of water. If you've ever whacked one with a machete to cut it back, you'll see how wet they are.
Very much full of water. Yeah.
And so that's how the damage occurs to them. So when those leaves die off and are hanging down, just let them be there. Most of the time, we'll get cold enough. If you've got a nice patch of them, you're going to lose a few of the older trees or some of the
mine seems
ones.
to attract ants. Is that typical?
I think it's the moisture, it's the sweetness of that sap.
I mean, I'm okay with it because they're not in the house.
They're not coming. Yeah, they're the big carpenter ants. There's usually a
very
lot of large ants. Well, that's usually a very organic area, much more moist. The banana, when the leaves fall off, we leave them. When that banana tree falls over because it froze and rotted, it just sits there and breaks down right back in the ground, and those ants are part of that process also.
Huh.
All the things that we call pests are actually misnamed a pest, where they're actually a beneficial insect. The only thing that's not beneficial as an insect is the ones who are eating our house. But in nature, they eat logs. They're beneficial insects.
Sure, in nature.
So it's all it's all a cycle. When they come in the house, they're a pest. When they're outside, they're insects.
Yeah, I've seen them on there a lot, and I don't even worry about them. I'm okay with bugs outside,
right?
Because I figure that's their place. But inside, I say, you know what?
Yep, this is my house. Get out.
You're done.
Yep, you're it. That's it. You're
no
done.
mercy.
There you go. But too, and talking about insects and things like that, with this temperature change, you may either suddenly no longer see any bugs, or you may suddenly have an influx where they'll decide to come in.
No.
Yeah, you get the. It's always one way or the other.
Yeah, right.
Why is my plant dying? You're either overwatering it or underwatering it. Yeah. Why are there bugs in my house? Well, it's either too hot, too cold, too dry, too wet. They pick the climate that they're after. So just, keep an eye out. If you do happen to see some more pests, if you're on a pest control company, give your guy a holler. If not, try, some of the over-the-counter products. Don't use two at the same time. If you have the pest control guy come through and spray, don't run out and spray right behind him. You're just defeating the purpose and spending extra money. The same thing if you're kind of going, you know what, I had some bugs, I'm going to go away this weekend, I'm going to set off the bombs. Don't then come back and put traps down, or the little bait trap things. Do one or the other, not both.
And I'm guilty of that, because I thought the more the better.
I think we all have, and again, that same thought of the more the better, but not necessarily. One dose is good, two is not.
I don't quite understand why, though, but I'll take your word for it.
Well, because the spray, they will avoid certain things, especially once they begin to pick up a poison. They are intelligent creatures.
So they know to stay away from Raid?
From some things that they will... If anybody's ever used the boric acid powders,
right?
This is a good.
I've tried that too.
Good thing. That works, but if you're buying it as a powder, you need to put it out as a fine dust, so they can't see it and walk around it.
Oh.
That's applied like under the refrigerator, under the stove, behind the washer dryer, where it's not somewhere where you're going to be touching it or cleaning it up. And they will walk through it, pick it up upon their bodies. Insects do groom, and they ingest it. It kills them. Where you buy the little roach tablet, it's still boric acid, but it has a bait. It says, "Come to me and feed upon me," and so they go to those. But to use just the, if you do both, they're going to walk away from one or the other. Insects actually are intelligent.
And ever since you told me that, I've been using your information.
Using one or the other, and then even if you got the can of Raid under the sink, everybody's got the can, and you may have some roach traps out. To grab the can of Raid because you see one scurry across the floor and spray him to kill him, that's not the same as then running around the house and spraying the whole perimeter inside and outside the house and putting new bait traps down. That's where you're going ineffectual to one or the other.
By the way, I like Raid better than Hot Shot.
Yeah. Probably just the commercial.
No. Hot Shot, the bug will crawl away, and you don't know did he die or not.
Did he die or not?
Raid, boom, falls over, he's dead. a little ad for Raid.
There you go.
That's what I've noticed.
Yeah. Well, and some of them, and they do work. I mean, the other ones work as well. They can't not work.
They work later on?
It's just they work later on. And sometimes it's a good thing when they do manage to walk away, because somebody else may go, Hey, George, are you sleeping? Or what? Oh, God, I guess he's dead. And they go and clean their hands off and ingest some, too. Or they walk across them. Like some of them say they take it back into the nest.
I'd be worried about George at this point,
well, he was. George. Sure, George is... Yeah.
George is dead.
George is dead.
And then you lick your fingers.
And then you lick your
fingers.
Yeah. Well, you're a bug. You go wash your hands. And how does a bug wash his hands?
Oh, George is a bug. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, it's two bugs in your acting. Okay.
Yes. Sorry, you didn't see how they.
I thought you were waking up. George, the guy next door.
No. Oh.
He's dead, so you might as well lick your fingers.
He set off the bug bombs in both apartments, and George didn't know. But yeah, that's
and bug bombs can be actually flammable, can't they?
Bug bombs are extremely flammable. I know there's at least one brand out there that says you don't have to turn off pilots. So if you happen to have a house that has gas water heater, gas stoves, and things like that, you do. On most of them, you have to extinguish those. Do it right so that you're not just filling your home full of gas also,
by the way,
if you're doing them. And if you happen to live, just as something, if you happen to live in a duplex or an apartment, where you're in an attached thing and you don't have a pest control guy that comes through regular, get with your neighbor and do them at the same time so that you don't chase them back and forth between apartments. Whoever's adjacent is hey, let's everybody bomb this weekend.
Yeah, right.
And you go outside and have a cookout together for a couple of hours and then come back in and clean up. Because I lived when I first moved to Florida, down in South Florida, in a duplex, and we would bomb one week and the neighbor would bomb the next week, and we just kept chasing bugs back and forth between the two homes.
You mentioned to be sure you turn off your pilots, and the best way to turn off a pilot is to tell them you've got a venereal disease.
Yeah. Oh. Or you work for a different airline.
It's a joke.
Yeah.
It didn't go over, did it?
No, ba-bum ching.
Just flopped like a roach that got sprayed with Raid.
That was just a dead flight right there. But yeah.
So. Why do the insecticide manufacturers have formulas that are specifically for mosquitoes, specifically for roaches? Do you ever see that on the labeling?
You see it, because sometimes it is the strength of the chemical on which which can you get away with.
You would think it would kill all of them.
Some of them, if you think of wasp and hornet spray versus ant and roach, the wasp and hornet spray, it's the applicator that's a little different, so that you can stand back here and go die from real far away, and the other one you're spraying a little more up close. If you notice the ant and roach spray, read the back. It kills a whole lot of other pests also.
I bet it does.
Some of the mosquito sprays and all, because you're spraying them up in the air versus down on the ground, it's the propellants and some of the other chemicals, because you're going to be breathing. Some of that is set up as something that it's not as toxic to us, the human, like the yard foggers and things like that. They stink to high heaven. It's, hey, I would stay away from that area too. I usually try to not use those because you go, wow, that's just a bit of it's a bit offensive on the foggers. But like your window screen thing, it needs to be you got the flying insect spray, and you're spraying the window screen so that when they land on it, they pick it up. It could be that it leaves a different residual to where even once it's dry, the fly lands on it. He may not drop dead instantly, but he flies off. Again, insects groom. Ingests it, or even they ingest it from their feet. When they land on it, it just takes a few minutes longer for them to succumb to the insecticide. So that's why. And I will say one thing, and it's something I see, and I never know exactly how to let parents know, and it's not just real little children. Sometimes it is the older children. We like to let them help. Don't let them help with the pesticides and such. And even when you do make your purchase, most of us all carry a hand set. That's pesticide. It is on the outside of some of those containers.
Yeah, I bet it is.
Use a wipe. Don't let the kids pick it up and put it in the cart. Because we all have a tendency to go have a drink and have lunch until we remember to wash our hands.
Yeah, right. Good morning. You're on the air with Carol Ann.
Good morning again, Larry. Good morning, Caroline.
Good morning.
Sure is a beautiful morning out there.
Oh, it is.
Just got done walking the dogs. I got a critter question for you. Well, actually an arachnid question.
Okay.
I've got these spiders showing up around the house, and they look like a crab.
Oh.
They're like red and white.
Red and white. Yeah, they'll pinch you, too.
Will they?
Yeah, they hurt.
What are they?
They are one of the crab spiders. It's a
really?
Yeah, it is. And because they look like about a half inch or so across.
Yeah.
In a web. Yeah, I had one. Yeah, watch if you get the web because it's a real fine cobwebby type of web
that he's just sitting on. Yeah.
Right. And when they get on you, you go, "Ooh, I got the web on me," and you don't even realize the spider's there, and you're trying to clean this web off, and next thing you know, you pinch him between you and your arm, and ouch, he bites you, and it hurts. But it's unless you're allergic, it hurts. Is pretty much all. You might end up with a little welt, but they are one of the crab, what they call crab spiders.
Wow, I thought I was being funny.
No, at least that's the name I know them by.
But I mean, he looks just exactly like a crab.
It is. It's the little white top. Looks like a shell with little red polka dots.
Yeah.
On them. Yeah, I know exactly which one. I ran into one the other day.
Okay, and the other one I wanted to ask you about is these little white, real light, almost lighter than air looking things, and it looks like they just gather little bits and pieces of stuff to cover themselves with, but yet they're flying around.
Oh.
And a lot of those. I don't know.
Yeah, they may be either they don't really gather the stuff. They're sort of white and dusty looking. Yeah, they can either be I believe it's a type of a white fly. And if you'll notice where they're around, look at the leaves on some of the trees. Okay. It's even some of the weeds, if it's in a wooded area, some of the taller weedy areas are going to have the sooty mold, forming on them. I believe it's a type of a white fly, because mealybugs don't really fly, but, the white fly, and I know these guys don't fly real good. It almost looks like they're getting blown around. Yeah. But I think it's one of the...
Is that something I need to be worried about?
Say that again?
You said something about sooty mold.
The sooty mold, depending where are they around ornamental plants or are
in my front yard to the right of the house, it's pretty much I let it do what it wants to do. There's all kinds of different plants.
Right, so it's more of a wooded area, a natural area.
Kind of, sort of, yeah.
Yeah, I would probably not worry about it because they're kind of specific to some of the, I call them, sorry to say, trash trees. I can't remember the name of the tree. They will make a mess out of them. The leaves are going to fall off those trees anyway. And usually to spray those more natural areas is more work or more effort than it's really worth.
Yeah, exactly.
If they're coming onto your ornamentals, if you're seeing them into those areas, then I would treat in the ornamental areas.
It's when I first moved in, it was kind of like that. It's full of like different kinds of elephant ears and cactus and all different kinds of stuff growing over there. So I just let it do its own thing.
Right.
Yeah.
That's I just let it. Yeah, just let it be. I mean, there's something that does feed on them somewhat, so let that go, and you'll actually have a few more beneficials into that area.
All right. Well, thank you very much for your time.
You're welcome.
Have a good day.
You too.
Thank you, Jim. Carolyn, we are out of time.
We're out of time.
Man, it's fast, doesn't it?
It sure does. Well, everybody have a great day. It's beautiful out there. It's going to warm up a little bit. It's still going to be chilly, but...
All right.
Hey.
I've been trying to keep up with what's going on up northeast. There's not much coming through right now from friends. I mean,
no, that's it. I know. I have family up there. They have no power, but other than that,
and you're heading up
okay. I was supposed to be heading up on Thursday, but I have to see if I can reschedule my flight. I don't want to come in if they're being uncomfortable, and we can't enjoy ourselves and have a little fun.
Well, bring them back down here.
Well, I'm going to try to bribe them.
All right, we'll take a little break, and we'll be right back with Carolyn Biddle and Joe Fowler on Realty Reality.
Can't please everyone, so you got to please yourself.
Ocala's information station, 1370 WOCA.
Ocala.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Life jackets save lives. Wear it, Florida. Bright sunshine today, rather windy and cool with a high of 66 to 70. Tonight it'll be clear and chilly. The overnight lows ranging from 45 inland to 51 at the coast. Mostly sunny tomorrow, breezy and a bit warmer, high 71 to 75. Thursday partly sunny and warm. Chance of a shower or thunderstorm in the afternoon, high 76 to 80. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
You're listening to WOCA News Talk 1370, Ocala's source for what's happening in today's hottest, up-to-date news and topics.
Attention Marion County voters, there's an important change to your voting ballot in the race for sheriff. Dan Kuhn has withdrawn, resulting in a replacement candidate as permitted under law. Chris is a highly decorated 35-year veteran and recognized leader. To elect Chris Blair, you must vote on the ballot for Dan Kuhn. Do not write in Chris Blair's name. Your write-in vote will not count.
Hi, I'm Chris Blair. I want to help heal our community and be your sheriff. Remember to vote for Chris Blair. You must vote for Dan Kuhn. Please do not write in my name. Thank you, and God bless you. Political advertisement paid for and approved by Chris Blair, Republican Party, for office of sheriff.
You've got a garden, and we've got a show for you called You've Got a Garden with your host, Master Gardener Carol Ann Baldwin. Carol Ann answers your questions about your flowers, your veggies, your grass, your trees, even questions about your bugs. And she's only on WOCA, so don't miss Carol Ann Baldwin and You've Got a Garden each Tuesday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. right here on WOCA The Source, 1370 a.m. and the new 96.7 FM.
Keep up with what's going on in the downtown area with Ocala Downtown Newspaper. Delivering thousands of newspapers to businesses in the downtown area, Ocala Downtown is there to keep you informed. They even have Tom's Picks, a free referral for people who are looking for a company to do work for them. Tom's Picks will refer the company that fits your needs, and all we ask in return is that you tell them where you heard about it. It's simple. For more info, just call Tom's Picks, 352-804-1223, and pick up your copy of the Downtown Ocala newspaper today.
Now read Ocala Downtown newspaper online.
This is Wendy and Will of Dex Imaging. By now, you might be tired of hearing us talk about Dex. So instead of us telling you how much Dex can save you on your copier costs and how we can help your office be more efficient, we thought we'd let Judy tell you.
Hi, I'm Judy, the office manager of Graper Facial Institute here in Gainesville. We operate 8 medical offices, so I was looking for a document management system that would copy, scan, print, and share documents among all of our locations, but something that was within our budget. Dex Imaging recommended a Kyocera with their Index solution. It's been amazing. This machine does everything we need it to, including a direct scan into our current electronic medical record software. Dex even trained us on how to use it. Dex has been a tremendous help in making our practice and my job more efficient.
Thanks, Judy. And remember, call Dex Imaging today for a free workflow analysis to find out how you can save 20 to 30% on your copying and document management needs, just like Graper Facial